thought you were going to ask me which book I was reading, but I
Oh.
escaped that one today. So,
Did you read one last night just so you'd have an answer?
um, no, I didn't, but I do have my answer for you. But I'll save that for the
Oh,
next.
no, tell
What
us.
is
We
it?
want to
Now
hear.
we're, yeah.
I would tell you my all-time favorite business book is really Boys in the Boat, because it's a great
Mhm.
history lesson of what happened in the 36 Olympics. There's nothing like putting an 8 team together and see if you can make that work in one boat together.
Welcome to Leadership Next.
The podcast about the changing rules of business leadership.
I'm Alan Murray.
And I'm Michal Evram.
There is this perception, and a lot of it is real, that it's become harder and harder to own a home. Auto insurance is going up. What, from your perspective, what are you seeing with some of those macro trends, and how are they impacting your particular membership?
Inflation related to repairing cars and replacing cars outpaced headline inflation by whatever definition you want to use, kind of through the early stages of this. And it has put tremendous pressure on auto insurance providers, across the country. And the unfortunate side of that is that we have raised rates in a pretty significant way across the industry. In 2022, the auto insurance industry lost 8 cents for every dollar of premium that it wrote. And you've seen the impact of that through increased rates. About inflation and as it relates to the auto insurance environment, it is coming down, and it is coming down, maybe not back to historical norms, but we do see those trend lines in a positive way. And our sense is, over the next couple of years, that we'll get back into a more kind of normalized environment. But the reality is auto insurance will be more expensive, dollar for dollar, than it was pre-pandemic or pre, all of this inflationary challenge. The issues around homeowners is really, much broader, right? The cost of a mortgage is, significantly up from 2 or 3% to 6 or 7%. It is putting a big barrier into home ownership. That doesn't get solved until interest rates come back into a more reasonable way. Wages catch up a bit, but the bigger challenge around homeowners insurance will be weather-related risk. And you're seeing many carriers today who are pulling back from markets. So it isn't just about the cost, it's about the availability as well. And this is a big challenge for us as a member-owned association. We're not in the business of saying no to our members, but we are in the business of maintaining financial strength. So we're being very thoughtful and careful on kind of trimming around the edges of our risk profile to limit exposure where we can, but still try to say yes to as many members as possible. But I do believe we have to have more of a national conversation on what's happening with homeowners insurance here over the next couple of years.
You and I have spoken in the past about the importance of purpose-driven leadership in enabling leaders to get through multiple crises happening at the same time. Explain why that's important to you and what it means and how it works at USAA.
Well, look, it comes back to why are we here and what do we stand for and where do we focus every single day. And I think if you walk the halls of USAA and talk to our teammates, and you can pick, whatever random sample you want, you'll find that people want to be here because there is exciting and rewarding work. They love the teammates who they work with, but there's always some connection, in most cases, a personal connection to the why behind the work, and knowing that our work matters past just being really good at the work. Because on the other side of that are folks who have put a uniform on, who put themselves in harm's way, who have sacrificed greatly so that we get a chance to live in this wonderful free country. And those people who sacrifice don't get paid a whole lot from the government. They don't have a lot, but they do it every single day. So our employees have this sense that the work matters past the work of the work. And I think that helps drive discretionary effort, a pursuit of excellence, and a desire to be, even better tomorrow than we were yesterday.
USAA has a strong commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. You can see that in your employee numbers, the mix of your employee base, and it matches, of course, the the commitment of the military to diversity, equity, and inclusion. But we're operating in this strange political environment where you're in Texas. The governor of Texas has actually directed state offices to ignore diversity and equity goals. How does that affect you? How do you deal with that or react to that?
Well, I'm going to answer in a way that probably isn't surprising to you. It comes back to the mission and the mission of serving a very diverse military community. And I think today, the world's moving fast, as we know. The world is complex. The world requires, broader thinking about how to make the best decisions. And I think our employee base needs to reflect that diversity, all manner of diversity, in order to best prepare ourselves to serve today and tomorrow's military. And when you think about my earlier comment of letting the Navy in 1923, in 1996, we opened up to enlisted. In 2009, we opened up to enlisted no matter when they served. So the diversity of our membership base has expanded greatly, and it continues to change. And this for us comes back to connecting to being able to serve with relevance. If you don't understand who you're serving and what they need, it's really hard to continue to innovate and build great capabilities for them. So for us, it's a mission imperative, but it's also something we've been doing long before DE and I became a thing.